Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I get into it, I'd just like you all to check the description and go and check out my boy Ibby's videos. He's going through most of the Guardians and doing his take on them, how to play them. There's great guides, guys, so go and check them out, especially the new players who don't really quite know how to play people. Okay, so in this video, 0.18 beta update. This goes live tomorrow, December the 15th. I'm just going to take you through basically everything what's going on and explain some of the more trickier details so everybody understands. Okay, so to start, we have update includes new Guardians. I think we have 2 new Guardians. It was said on Discord by one of the moderators. New dangerous dungeon buffs and event quests coming soon. Now, I don't think there's too much about event quests in this update. I did have a brief look before. But, okay, Guardian updates the lure buff. The buff icon and the text colour have now been changed from white to blue, so that'll provide more clarity on your bar and above the Guardians that have lure. Jack Sparrow curse charges are now coloured in green. +1 text callout will appear in order to indicate when Mountain Affliction activates. Quick buff to Frank Wolves, well, not a buff, but quick change. Special ability description has been updated to indicate dense foliage resists damage from ranged and support enemies. Now, I'm not sure if tanks and melee have been removed from the equation or if it has always been this way, but at least now there's clarity amongst that, and that's pretty good, to be honest. Maleficent fixed an issue where advanced talents were capped at 42.68%. Advanced talents now scale properly from 10% to 50%. That's as you leveling up. Each advanced talent, guys, caps at 50 and the commons cap at 20. Mickey Mouse, and I know not a very small percentage have Mickey Mouse, but I'll read him out anyway. While Mickey Mouse's power level is intended to be higher than that of other support Guardians, the previous power level represented too much of a disparity. As a result, Mickey Mouse's power level has been reduced by roughly 10%. So what that means is basically everybody has a power level. Mickey, his stats were great. They've not been changed. It goes on to say that. But for some reason, he was always rated like a good couple of hundred higher than everybody else. So they've kind of like nerfed the number, but not nerfed the stats. So he's still every bit as good. As it says here, all other attributes, including attack, defense, focus, and health, have not been changed. The mirror shield buff description updated to indicate that the percentage of damage reflected is also negated from Mickey and any other allies who have the mirror shield buff. So again, it's another visual buff. You'll be able to see things more clearly and calculate how much damage you have taken with the shield up and how much it has reflected back to the enemy. Should be a lot easier for calculating close battles if you do need to do that. Minnie Mouse fixed an issue where Minnie was instantly gaining attack buffs without attacking her opponent. Minnie now gains attack buff when she hits her opponent. I've not seen this with my Minnie, not that I've been playing her, but in the dungeons, I've seen a few Minis that will just pop up with 10 straight away. 10 attack buff straight away, and that's very dangerous, especially as you're in the harder content. Baymax and Eve has added poison immunity to the core ability. So just to touch on this, there's no Guardian in the game with poison ability, but we have 2 new Guardians coming tomorrow. So I would put good money on one of them is poison. If you think you know a Disney character that's got poison and you think they're getting added to the game tomorrow, drop it in the comments. I would love to hear all of your opinions. Next couple of minutes, we're going to talk about dangerous dungeons. The dungeon buffs have been added to dangerous dungeons, and there are 2 types of brand new dungeon buffs. The floor buffs, which may appear on certain floors, and they're a mix of positive and negative. Again, it's going to be a bit of a risk. More buffs and more debilitating combinations of buffs will appear on harder difficulties. Effects include granting invincibility when a special is used, applying defense down every few seconds, and powering up Fractured and more. So this is very interesting. These are a big gamble. You don't want to be powering up the Fractured, especially on the harder difficulties. I know some people are just scraping by on Expert 2. So that would be absolutely devastating to powering up the Fractured. It's basically if you get a Maleficent on Expert 2, it's game over. I mean, you can beat them, but it might take more than one run, and that's using a lot of pots. Okay, so the next buff is chest buffs. Chest buffs are possible from the chest, of course, and they're always something beneficial to the player. If you earn more than one of a certain type of buff, the duration is updated rather than giving double the effect. Effects include increasing Guardian attributes, harnessing the elemental power of the Titanborn, decreasing Guardian special cooldowns, and more. So that's very interesting. It's going to be great tactically to figure that out and see what all these and mores are. So I might do videos on them once we've collected all the information, and let all you guys know and how it affects people in Eeaassyynown's army who are starting out dungeons at normal difficulty, and then how it scales up to people in the Emperor's New Crew that are playing on Expert and Expert 2. The amount of Chest of Chance generated per floor has increased in order to compensate for the previous results being less frequent due to chest buffs. So you're going to see a lot more chests, which is great because it's 5 points per chest and it all goes towards your dungeon delve. So you should see a slight increase in everybody's score. Fixed an issue where the current dungeon store tier you are on is not centered on screen when you enter the dungeon store. Just a small quality of life improvement so you don't have to keep sliding across screen. Fixed an issue where moat rewards from Chests of Chance use an exclamation glyph instead of the moat glyph. Fixed an issue where the next run bonus would sometimes be reported as not applicable. So the last three there are just quality of life ones, just visual ones. The team are on it though, they're working hard to improve everything. It's good to know that, it's good to see the development and that they are putting in all the time work. They are listening to feedback, which is great. So if you are on the Discord or you are on the Reddit, drop your feedback in, and I know moderator Lyra will see that. So yeah, it's not falling on deaf ears, guys. You might not get a reply, but they do read it, that I can assure you. Updates and improvements. Now there is one that is not on this list, but Lyra actually told me because I requested. Well, I put it in the feedback channel to let them know that it's called rubber banding. If you try and dash, say, behind an enemy, and there's another one there, usually it would just put you in the next available spot on the map, so you'd still pretty much go where you wanted to be. Now a lot more people are bumping into this issue now, and you'll try and dash through or around an enemy, and it will ping you back to the point you was at, and this does result in taking damage. So if you'd like double swipe, and it'll ping you back twice. So that is being changed, and it will be implemented in this update tomorrow. It's just not listed in this list. Any buffs that modify the encounter, either encounter-specific buffs or buffs gained through opportunities, will appear at the bottom of the screen. When a buff activates, the icon will animate, so this is new. In the pause screen, a player can bring up the buff tray at the bottom to read more about potential buffs in the encounter. So if you press pause, you would always be able to click on a Guardian, enemy, or Fractured, and you would be able to see what buffs they've got, what debuffs they've got. Now the overall buffs, they'll all appear at the bottom of the screen as well, so you can easily view it. And of course, the more you play, you will get used to what each one is. You won't need to pause so much. The control scheme for ranged heavies has been updated. Players now aim by dragging in a direction from the held attack button instead of left side of the screen as before. So what I think this means is you could tap anywhere on screen and just kind of drag it, and the heavy will go there. This one will need some clarification. Each Timekeeper Crystal now has a tooltip that shows the available rewards. This is great because I know there's people in the community that are always asking, and myself, Kylo Ren, and all the other people that are very helpful are constantly listing what's in the 2s, 4s, 8s and 12s, so this will save us having to repeat ourselves over again. Learn more about Guardian abilities, status effects, and other game terminology by clicking on keywords in their descriptions. So I'm guessing they're going to be highlighted in colours. Some of them already are, but now they will be clickable, and it'll give you some sort of description, which is very useful, especially for new players. Tap on player and alliance names on leaderboards to get more information. Win limits, energy costs, and reward amounts in daily quests have been adjusted, with some encounters having win limits removed. So I read a little bit on Discord before making this video, and I think it is the first battle of dailies on moats that have been removed. I'm not sure if that goes for superior moats, but I know it goes for the first two, whereas they all had a cap of 20. I think, like, say, 1-1, 2-1, and maybe 3-1 don't have any cap. So it's going to cost you a lot of energy if you did want to sort of go ham on those ones. But at least you have the choice now if you did want to rush somebody. Alliance missions have been updated to remove ways to earn points that are no longer relevant in the game, such as opening crystal types that no longer exist. Yep, in the most recent kind of reset that we had, it wasn't a full reset. They did change and take a lot of things out. They renamed the crystals, they jigged them around, they took a lot of the books out. So yeah, they've just reflected this now, which is great. Fixed an issue where claiming milestones from Delve together didn't count towards the daily objective for claiming an Alliance mission milestone. So again, scores should go up because more things are being counted, which we thought were being counted. So hopefully more people, more alliances will be able to hit that 32k. That's the main one to go for. Selling rare Epic Volume 1s and Epic Volume 2 books now give pages towards the next tier of books. So if you have a lot of rares, they will go into Epic 1s. Then you'll have overflow of Epic 1s in time. You can use them to get 2s, which are highly needed. And I'm pretty sure your 2s will turn into 3s. I think you only ever need an Epic Volume 3 to max out the elite talent, and that's on the final one. I myself only have one. I only know one other person that has one, and we got them at the very beginning of the game for opening what was then a book crystal, which they no longer do anymore. So yeah, I'm assuming that the 2s will go into 3s, but I will get back to you on that one. Gold and gem shard amounts for selling gems have been adjusted, with the ability to sell tier 3 diamonds and tier 3 role-based gems for tier 4 shards. So basically, if you didn't already know, you can use your T1 gems, diamonds or class specific. You can sell them and you will get shards towards T2s. And you can do T2s towards T3s. Now we have the ability to sell T3s towards T4s, and they've been adjusted, the amounts. So hopefully it should be better all across the board. Improvements have been made to the find more information in the game. You might have seen this if you are looking for certain gems, or if you're looking to find shards of a guardian. You'll press a find more and another option will pop up with another screen, and it used to just have like duplicate of the same things, or it'd be blank when there was other ways to get it. So yeah, there's been improvements to that. I'm looking forward to see what that is. Further improvements have been made to Chapter 1 tutorial, which is great for new players. Fixed an issue where you couldn't search for an alliance by the tag if the tag only had 2 characters. Never encountered this myself, but people must have requested this to be fixed at some point. And as always, bug fixes, performance optimizations, and grammar fixes. So basically, guys, that wraps up this video. I will be doing some videos over the next couple of days, maybe 2 a week, about these new Guardians, as I always do, the showcases. In the description, don't forget to tell me which Guardians you think are coming and which have poison. I'll also link in my boy Ibby's channel. Go check him out, he's got some great guides. I'll link in the talent guide and the team comps spreadsheets, which I made, and then the ANC Alliance, which is our projects team. I will also link in the tier list that we made, and give it a week or 2, because obviously it's a Christmas holiday, so we're not going to be testing all of the Guardians as much as normal, but we will get through to you maybe in the middle of Christmas and New Year with the December tier list, where we rank the 2 new Guardians that come out. So stay tuned for that, guys. And as always, if you have any requests, any content you'd like to see, anything you'd like me to go over, I don't mind explaining everything again, because things have been updated since my last videos. So just let me know, guys. And until then, take it easy now.